on one thing is certain about exportation business, we call this guide Export 101. Why I call it Export 101? Because it's going to help you to know the things that you need to know and put them in. So this guide, you're going to learn how to get started on exportation business. Already, most of you have known my name. So by today, I'm also going to introduce myself again. And also, I'm going to show you the key takeaways for today. Because at the end of the training, you can be able to understand some certain things, how to do an export business. So many of the key takeaways is setting up your export business, which is selecting your business name. You set up your website, you pick a product you want to, a product niche, and you find the right market for your product. Once you find the right market for your product, the next thing is to find customers that need this product. Then you transport this product and also provide a good global service. So when we say all these things, it's just simple to hear about them. It is simple, the whole export process, how to get started on the export business. Simple takeaways, the whole entire of the process of export business. So export business is to select your business name. Now, when we talk about selecting a business name, it depends on the category you're registering your business. The category of registering your business is not business name category or ventures category or merchandise. It involves registering your business as a company or as NGO, non-governmental organization, or as cooperatives or trade associations. So let's get started. My name is AK Okoro, as everybody has known me as Economic on all my social media platforms. So I have been into non-oil exportation for years back. So it has been a series of improvement upon improvement. It's a series of lessons. It's just funny that last year we did peanuts and chin chin, and the peanut and chin chin first me travel to UK while I'm still in Nigeria. So I was like, this is not good, but actually there's nothing to do about it. So I'm also an international export-import consultant, and also I have an award certificate from Africa and Trade and the rest. So I'm going to share with you what today's course is on. So let's get started. One of the first things we need to understand is the definition of exportation business. It's simply the activity of sending your goods from one country to another in order to sell them. So whether you are selling on a small scale or on a large scale, you are still exporting. So there are different ways, and there are avenues where you can be able to do export business. Here we call it either you are doing mini exportation, where you are sending items between 1 kilogram to 50 kilograms, or you are doing it in large scale. If you are doing the export in large scale, this is where it will require you a whole lot to set up. So export business, depending on how you follow it up, depending on how you do it, depending on how you transact it, you can be able to understand everything involved in exportation. So getting started on export business, like I said, is simply to pick up your company name. You set up your website or your blog, or you pick a product you want to export, and you find the right market. Which market am I looking for? Where are they? Is it USA? Is it Canada? Is it India? Is it China? Is it entire Europe? Once you pick your market, you search for a supplier or a manufacturer or producer of that product, or a dealer of the product. Then you price the product, find your customers, you transfer your products, and this is simply the export business. So it's not something that is cumbersome or something that is rigid or do. So to get started on export business is just simple ways. Select your business name and set up your website and blog. Without a website and blog, you can't have a network of business. But your export business is your blog or your website is where people will get to see what you do. People will get to hear about your business. Without having those things in place, nobody will know that your business exists. That is why you need to set up your export business, set up your blog, set up your website where people can easily follow it up. Then you get yourself a platform that allow you to create a presence online and grow your business. So some of these platforms have been there, something like Facebook, Instagram, use of Google, Google Business, Google My Business. All these platforms are there to enable everyone, every exporter, to show their business, because export business is done online, not offline. When you can be able to do your export business online, you can be able to now have a network of buyers that are interested to make inquiry. From their inquiry, they give you offers. So the next thing you have to do after setting up your company, then you set up your website or your blog. The next thing is to put a product niche. Why I do talk about this product niche? The product niche is the categories of products you can export. Because I told you about that we have different categories of exportable products. Some of those categories are food products, some of them are processed products, some of them are manufactured products. So there are different categories of food products that you can pick a niche from. So if you are chasing a food products category, this place is where we have food items like ginger, shea butter, cassava, oil, honey. All these are fall inside the food product category. You can decide to pick another niche that is far different from the food product, because I've come to understand that when we talk about export business, everybody's interest is only on food product, whereby we have other products that people can go into. We have our clothes, we also have our Ankara wears, we also have our sleep, we also have other many things that people can go into on export. So if you can be able to pick your niche, look at what people are not doing and how you can craft a niche on it. Just like farmers, if you want to make good profit from farming, you have to consider what is everybody farming. Then you now farm what people are not farming much. When you can be able to farm what people are not farming much, you can now have a non-competitive market. And once you have this non-competitive market, you are good to go. So you have to pick product niche. Look at the categories of food exportable items that I uploaded, I sent to you. Look at those categories, then pick a niche that interests you, that you have passion to go into, or you can easily source for it, or you believe you can make enough profit out of them. Then you now select your market. Market selection is very important in export business. For instance, we have different commodities, we have different categories, and we have different markets for them. Just like in our normal Alaba International Market, in each of the sections of the market, there are some certain things they sell in those sections. So what we mean by market selection. If you are selling food items in Alaba International Market, there is a section, I believe, that is created for food items. And also, if you're looking to buy electronics, there is also a section for electronical items in the Alaba market. And also, if you're looking to buy fabrics, clothes, slippers, shoes, and bags, there are also a section for it. So in your product, once you have chosen your niche you craft, look for the market you want to target. You can use Google to do this. Look at the market you want to target. For instance, I want to export cassava, then I will just go to Google and I'll search. I will just type, how can I export cassava from Nigeria? We see list of high important countries that needs cassava. So when you have see list of high important countries that needs cassava, what do? You write down those countries out. That means India needs cassava, China needs cassava, Belgium needs cassava, Turkey needs cassava, Switzerland needs cassava. So what do? You write them down. These are your market search. Now you have already crafted market selection. Then what do? You start targeting those markets. Now, how can you target those markets? You simply using advertisement. Let's say you have Canada and they need cassava. Now you don't have anybody in Canada, you don't have any agent in Canada. You can simply still do this from your home by using Facebook ad. You not target, you can create, once your website is there, you can create a lead ad. What I mean by a lead ad is a ad that will generate contact of interested viewers to you. Now, when you create a lead ad about your cassava and some people show interest, now you have to gather those leads and follow up with those leads. So since it's very simple, the next thing you used to do is that you source a supplier. Let's assume that you have targeted the market and you have selected the product and you have found out the people that need this product and they said, okay, we need cassava, we need 100 tons, we need 20 tons. So what you do? Simply, you have to source for a supplier that has this product. Remember, I said in export business, you mustn't own the product. You mustn't own the product. The product must not be yours. You can source it from anywhere. For instance, the north in which where I base is usually where we source this product easily. But once you have all these in place, you now source for a supplier. Now, once you have a supplier, a manufacturer, you also source for a manufacturer that manufacture this product. You can now go to the manufacturer and bid the price. I need this product in social quantity, and will you be able to produce for me in social ton? And this is my payment terms. You accept these payment terms based on what the buyer is giving you. You understand? If you can follow the same payment option the buyer gives you, you can now be able to negotiate profit and have your own sales price. Once you have done this, the next thing you have to do is to price the product. So since you have found a supplier, what do you do next? You find a product. Price the product so you can match with what you can give to the buyer, so you can be able and also make profit. The essence of the trade of all the whole headache you are passing through, all the whole expenses you are making, just for you to transact and make good profit. When you can be able to transact and make good profit, you now understand that, yeah, it's quite easy, and you can be able to now do steady product shipment. So pricing the product, the business model for an export is based on two critical elements, the international sales market. So you have to consider the two things before selecting your product, which is volume of the product and commission of that product. But when you are setting a product you want to pick up, and you have to consider the volume or the units the manufacturer or the supplier can supply to you, and also you now consider the commission on that item. For instance, they said that they needed, as of last year, we have an order supplying 100 tons of oil monthly. Already, we lost that deal. We lost that deal because we are not able to source enough palm oil. So we lost that deal. The deal was to be supplying 100 tons of palm oil every month. So what did we do? We tried to liaise with so many palm oil dealers if they can be willing and able to give credit facilities so that they enable us to carry on the transaction. But already we lost it because the time given to us was not, we didn't meet up within the time frame. So we just have to let it go. So when you price the product, you cannot be able to determine how much profit you intend to make on each order. Now, when you are able to get your profit on each order, that means you are good to go to prepare your quotation you are giving to the buyer. Then, once you have done this, you now find customers that need the product. Since you have already gotten a market you want to target, you've already gotten supply of that product, you have already negotiated with the supplier, and you've already gotten a price, then the next thing you have to do is to find customers. Who are the people buying this product from me? And already targeted Europe. That means I have all the countries in Europe. So how can I be able to reach out to them? You can reach out to people using local contacts such as state associations, Chamber of Commerce, Nigerian embassies, and trade consulates. And other means you can use to get customers is the use of Facebook ads. I always talk about this Facebook ads because it has a lot of power to connect people together. It also has a lot of power to connect businesses. The use of Facebook ads, very, very important. And also optimizing your social media presence. I've seen many people, many businesses on Facebook, but it's not active, not engaging their audience. They are not posting about your business. So how will you do optimizing your social network? By posting information about your product or service and asking specific questions about your audience needs. So what do they need? Then you post about cassava 1 ton, or you post about the health benefit of cassava. Next day you post about how you emphasize your services. By making this post every day, everybody that comes to your social media handle will now know that this is an active business, and the business is active and has been transacting so far. So when you do this, you cannot be able to now find the last part of it, which is transport your product. The next step is transporting your product. Many people are confused. Many people don't know where to go about transporting their product. How will they, when people will ship the product for them? Is it air or sea or whichever means, and how to package this product for transporting? So this is very, very important and vital to know. It says that there are too many freight forwarders and there are agents that will enable you to transport your product. And also, we are into global shipping and procurement also. So you can also message me if you have a product you want to send out. We have been assisting many people to send their products across. So for those in Lagos, if you can go to Ikeja Airport at Macro Advance Ikeja Airport, there are also many freight forwarders there also. And you can also contact me if you can handle your export for shipping. We also do this. You can also use UPS, FedEx, and Night Post, although most of them varies from e-service to e-service. So once you have done this, that means you are in and you have ready to prepare yourself for the export business. It's very quite simple, like I said earlier, by doing the basic things. Now, let's say that you have set up everything. I want to say congratulations that you have already and officially mastered the fundamentals of how to establish an export business. So now what will you do? What you have to do right now is to start rendering a good, great global service. How will you render this service? The export business doesn't end when you make your sale. But if anything, it requires more of your attention. When you have a client that make an inquiry, it is your responsibility, it is your duty to pursue the deal until you close the deal. You don't allow deal to be open. You have to pursue the deal until you get the deal closed. So let's go back to the beginning where I talked about the basic requirements and what you need to do. So I'm going back to the presentation where I summarize everything we have looked at today. Where we talk about the key takeaways. So here is it. To start on the export business, simple. Follow the simple steps here. Number one, select a business name or a company name and get it registered with Corporate Affairs Commission. We also do the company registration for those in the program at a very subsidized rate. And two, set up your business website or your blog. We also do this, handle these registrations for people. And three, a product niche to export. Select a niche where you want to focus. What do you want to focus on? Four, find the market where you want to export to. Is it Europe? Is it Asia? Find the market. If it's also Africa, find the market. Four, fifth one is to find supplier of that product. Okay, let's say you want to export cassava, palm oil. Who is your supplier, or are you the producer? And can you produce a massive ton that can sustain when the order keeps coming? Next is to price the product so you can have a good price, a fair price that will suit you. Then the next one is to find customers who need this product. You have already have your product, you have already select this thing, and the customers you can get them through your social media, which is your website or your blog or social media presence. Then the next is to transport your product. Once you have finished transporting your product, you now render a great global service. I hope that this short presentation is everybody will be able to understand this short presentation and stretch the point where you can be able to follow everything over and over again. So my name remains your person, Okron DBC, and I'll be glad to have each and every one of us that has questions be able to